Right behind me, I've got the 2026 Ford Bronco Raptor. If you guys are new here, my name is Jason and I do reviews just like this here in Canada. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the different models that you can get with the Ford Broncos, the safety features you do get with the Raptor model, the engine specs, the towing specs, the exterior, the interior, the infotainment system, and of course the pricing on this. Also, thank you to Barrie Ford for allowing me to review this beautiful Raptor. Here are the different models you can get with the Broncos, and here are the safety features that do come standard with the Raptor. As for what powers the Raptor, it does have the 3-liter EcoBoost V6 engine, which makes 418 horsepower and 440 pound-foot of torque. Towing wise, you can tow about 4,500 pounds, and fuel economy is about 15.7 liters in the city and about 14.8 liters on the highway. All right, well, let's start off in the front of this Bronco Raptor. These things just look menacing. And first off, this is in this beautiful desert sand color. As you can see, this thing stands out a lot in this color, I think. And I think this might be one of my favorite colors that Ford offers. Now, let's check out the bumper area here because it's very, very unique because you do have a metal bumper. So this silver piece right here, so this section right here is actually in plastic, but you do have the metal right here. I don't know if you heard that, but yeah, metal at the bottom, plastic at the top. It just looks identical if you look at it from far away. You've also got the front recovery hooks in silver as well. There's also the front safety sensors. You've got the fog lights in both the corners, and you also have Raptor on this, and this can be used for accessories. And then also you even got like this opening here with a front radar system, and then you just get into the grille area. I really like what they've done with this. The Raptor just stands out with this type of a grille setup. So you've got the massive Ford letters blacked out, a front facing camera, and then all of this is obviously blacked out, but you do have bits and pieces that do stand out, like the openings and even the cutouts around the Ford. And you've also got the amber lights up top there, and your license plate is in a very unique spot, which is right there. And then you've got the iconic Bronco LED front lights. These just look very cool. I like this bar here. It circles around, and then you have your usual lights in the center. But yeah, this thing is very, very aggressive looking, and you can see how wide these things are. And also on the hood here, you will notice these things here on both of the sides, and these are called your trail sights, which serve as visual markers, limb riser anchors, and tie down points. And also on the hood here, you do have this whole blacked out section with like this vent styling going on. It also says Raptor on both the sides. It adds an aggressive look to the front as well. All right, coming to the side of the Raptor, you can see this thing sits very, very good. It also sits much higher than your regular Bronco, as you can see, which also has the HOSS 4 system with the Fox live valve dampers for your off-road needs. Now, as for the roof, you do have the hardtop here, and you do have like this granite color for the whole hardtop, which definitely looks unique. And then your door handles do come blacked out. As for the side mirrors, you do have them all blacked out. You got the turn signal, the lights, and then the side mirror cameras. And one thing that I do like that Ford does with the Broncos is the mirror setup, even on the other side. Look at how unique this looks all the way across, because these are not attached to the doors. It's actually just one piece on top of there, so it's not going to move with the doors. And then also on the fenders here, you've got this aggressive looking vent as well, which I think adds to the look. And here's what the fenders look like. And let me just come around to this side. You can see how wide this thing becomes with the fenders, which is pretty cool. And even back here, you do have this black piece here, which is accessory ready. And then down here, you do have the side steps as well. And then you move to these beefy tires. So you've got the gloss black in the center. These are your 17-inch wheels, and these are paired with these 37-inch tires. This thing is massive in person. So if I do take a step back, you can see how nice these wheels look with the Bronco. Now let's come around to the rear, and again, look at the size of this thing. So over on the bumper area, you do have the bumper blacked out with the rear safety sensors. You've got the recovery hook there, and on the other side, the H is in the center with the towing outlets and whatnot. You've got your exhaust hidden underneath, and then you have your massive spare tire, which also houses the rear backup camera. You do have a light up here, and this also houses the rear digital mirror camera. And then also back here are these very unique looking LED lights. I love the open style on this, and yeah, these definitely look good with this, and aggressive. Obviously, you've got the Raptor badge back here, and then on the other side you've got the blacked out pony, and then you've got the reinforcement for the tire because this thing is heavy. And let me do a quick startup and show you what this thing sounds like and give you a few revs. right, let's go ahead and open up the back here and see what we are working with. If you're not familiar with these, the bottom portion opens up all the way. Let me just do that so it doesn't close on me. And then they can open up the top here just like that. So you have this whole massive area of space that you can definitely utilize, and look at how much space there is. So if you're taking this off-roading or as a family hauler, there is a ton of room back here. And also you have room back here, you have some lights here, and then over here you got a speaker, more lights, and a 12-volt outlet. And then you also notice on the bottoms you do have these hooks on all of the corners. And if I go ahead and lift up the carpet area here, you do have some space that you can definitely utilize right there. All right, let's enter inside and see what the Raptor has to offer. So opening up the door, you do have an all black interior, but there are bits and pieces that do stand out. So down here, you've got some netting space with this orange piping. And then up here, you do have soft touch material, and it's kind of hard to tell, but this has some designing on it, which definitely looks unique. You've got this blacked out trimming here with the designing, and even up here, you got the soft touch material. And yeah, the door trim is not all that bad. And if you're new to the Broncos, well, if you do want to take off the doors, you do have this little lift here, which you can put your hand and take off the whole thing. All right, let's check out the interior. It's an all black interior. Again, bits and pieces that do stand out. You got soft touch everywhere. In the center here, however, you do have the suede trimming, the Alcantara trimming, and this looks very unique. You've almost got like this open style going on with all of these holes here, because you do have like this white grayish background inside, and you do have the red contrast stitching, obviously. And yeah, these seats definitely look good. And this Raptor is also equipped with the leather trimmed vinyl seats. And if I go ahead and pull down the center here, you will have your cup holders. Now I'm going to jump back here and show you the legroom and the headroom in this. All right, hopping inside, legroom wise, I have no issues. This is a Bronco. I'm sure this seat can be adjusted even more, so giving me more legroom as well. Now in terms of the headroom, again, it's a Bronco, so you have tons of headroom. For reference, I'm 5'11" and I'm wearing a hat, and look at all the room that I have. Also inside with this one, you do have the fabric at the top, so that is for your noise dampening. Now behind the driver and the passenger seat as well, you do have this area here, which you can definitely use for accessories. You've got more of the nettings with the orange piping, so you've got that to utilize. And then over on the rear console here, you just have your rear window controls, venting here, and then if you look way down there, you've got USB ports and an outlet. All right, let's head to the front and see if anything is different. The only thing that I can see up here is a much bigger netting area at the bottom. Plus, you've also got these exposed screws, which also adds a nice rugged look. All right, as for the front seats, these are exactly like the rear, but you've got a little bit more of the suede here at the top that also says Raptor. And the way that these look, these will hold you in place perfectly. You've also got the red contrast stitching, obviously, but yeah, these seats up here are very nicely done, and the front seats do come heated. And then over on the side here, you do have the power seat adjustments. Down here, you've got the nice Ford Performance door sill piece. Here is the hood latch release, and then here is the electronic parking brake. Here you've got the exterior side mirror lights, the exterior lights for the front and the fog lights, and then the cluster dimmers. And even around the venting here, you've got a grab handle. It also says Bronco. You've got the orange there as well. And even the vent, the way that it's designed is very nice, and you've got more of the orange contrasting there, plus the gray across the whole dashboard. As for the steering wheel, this does come manual adjustable. All right, entering inside, I want to show you something cool on the cluster, because when you do open up the door, you do have this nice animation that plays, which is pretty cool. And even on the touchscreen, it says Ford Performance, and there is the other one. So that's really nice that when you open up the door, you are welcomed with this beautiful animation. All right, entering inside, your whole dashboard is in like this hard soft material. You've got the contrast stitching in orange as well. And then up here you have a speaker, and this does have the Bang & Olufsen sound system. You've got a speaker in the center and on the other side. Now up here, you will notice all of this area for, you know, you can put stuff here, your phone, wallet, whatever it is. You've even got a charging port, 2 USB ports right there, which you can definitely utilize if you are charging your phone or whatever it is. Also, you will notice a grab handle here and one on the other side. And then you move into your fully digital cluster area. This is a 12-inch cluster, and on here you can view a ton of different things. And then to control all of that, it is done through here. So as you can see, I have the main menu, and I can go through just a bunch of different things of the vehicle that I can view in front of me. As for the steering wheel, you got the soft touch material, the contrast stitching here, and the striping here. You've got gray trimming everywhere, plus the blacked out pony, and it also says Raptor down here. On the left here, you do have all your cruise control settings, follow distance, lane keep, volume controls, and then you have your steering controls, and then the Raptor R button here as well. So for the steering one, if I just press this, you have 3 different ones: normal, sport, and then comfort. And then here is the R. If I press this, this is your My Mode settings. And then on the other side here, you have all your cluster controls, phone controls, Bluetooth, seat controls. And then down here, you have your suspension and then your exhaust. So if I go to the suspension here, as you can see, I have the normal, sport, and off-road. And then it's the same thing for the exhaust. So going on here, you got normal, you got sport, you've got Baja, and then quiet. Also behind the steering wheel, you will notice the paddle shifters. And then further behind, you do have the wiper controls, the indicators, and high beams. Now moving to the center armrest, you've got the soft touch material with the contrast stitching. This also says Raptor. And opening this up here, you do have decent space in here with a 12-volt outlet and 2 USB ports. And then you come to the center console here. So here are where your window controls are in a very unique spot. You've also got the mirror controls on the side there, and then here are all your different G.O.A.T modes, and even the bezeling on this is in orange, which is pretty neat. In the center here, you do have the off-road cruise control, and then you got your cup holders, your handy dandy shifter with more of the contrast stitching. You got a grab handle over here, and then you've got this nice plaque that says Ford Performance, so very cool looking. And this is pretty much emulating the front end, the front grille of the Bronco, because you can see the screws with the orange lights there and then the amber lights at the top. So this is actually a very subtle little detail that I like for sure. And then back here, you've got a spot for your phone, some space, and then USB ports. And then here you have a bunch of controls. So the bottom section is all of your heating and cooling, plus the heated seats, heated steering wheel. And then here is all of your multimedia controls, including the camera button, auto start stop, and then your parking sensors. Now, before I forget, I'm going to show you what the cameras look like. So if I click into this, this is what pops up on the screen. So you have a top bird's eye view, and then a front facing camera that is activated right now. And to see all of them, you just press this. So here is what that looks like. Here's what the front camera looks like if you just want to see that. So a nice wider view. But if you want to get even more wider, you go to the next one and look at how much more stuff that you can see. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the camera system. And if I put this into reverse, it's the same thing, obviously, but for the rear. But you can see the same thing. So here I have the full screen, and then I can also see a panoramic rear camera, which is nice. Plus, if I go back to the other one here, there's also a plus symbol which zooms in and zooms out. And then you get into the main screen here. Here is your touchscreen. This is a 12-inch touchscreen. And I also like how you have a little mini screen off to the right. So on here, you can obviously view a ton of different things. You've got your audio section. You have your phone section once your phone is paired. You've got the navigation section here once that loads up, and then this changes. There's also the app section. So you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. There's also YouTube in this and karaoke. Under the settings, this is usual for any vehicle, which you can customize to your liking. And then under the features, I think this will be the most used one because it has the most important stuff, like your driver assistance. So this is all your safety stuff. You can turn on, off, adjust it however you want. And then heading back, there's also the zone lighting, like I was mentioning. So override this and turn this on. So right now, everything is off. I can turn on one zone at a time or all zones all at once. Let's exit out of this. There's also the towing section here. So you got a connection checklist, trailer light check, and trailer sway control. So heading back, that's pretty much it. Other than that, you got the owner's manual and record feedback. And then over on the little mini screen here, I can use these arrows, right? Or I press the little pages thing and I can swipe through everything. Now up here on the dashboard, you have a few more controls which are related to your off-road stuff. So this first one right here is your stability bar disconnect. You've got your lockers here, and then right here, you've got your trail turn assist. And next to that is the traction control. And then lastly is the hazards. Now, something that I didn't think I would see in a Bronco is a digital rear view mirror. How nice is that? And then moving further up here, you've got 6 auxiliary switches here, and then the interior lighting controls. Here is the key fob for the Bronco Raptor. It's your usual Ford key. All right, coming around to the passenger side, let me show you this side because it's also pretty good. You got the nice gray trimming everywhere, plus you've got the Bronco in orange, and then another grab handle over here, and then you just have your usual glove compartment space. And here is the window sticker for this Bronco Raptor. The pricing that you see is in Canadian dollars. Well, that does it for the review on this 2026 Ford Bronco Raptor. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this beast?